Hello? Are you there?
Lazy day, as usual. How is it?
It's a lazy day?
It's a lazy day.
Gotcha.
But at least what I've noticed, I picked up that as of yesterday, it's no longer that quiet as it used to be. So I
Right.
guess
So
everything is starting to kick off now.
people are returning to normal, right? We ourselves were going to return to normal, but then our government decided to extend the lockdown by another 30 days because there's an increase in the number of cases. Yeah.
True. I can hardly hear you. Let me see.
Is it better?
Volume. Yeah, it's a little bit better, but maybe even on my side.
Yeah, maybe. Much better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying that we were also getting ready to return to work and return to normal, but then the government decided that they're doing another lockdown. So they've extended it by 30 days, and we're not happy about it. A lot of people are not happy about it because a lot of people are unemployed right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's a tough thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's the challenge. That's the African challenge. Unemployment and
I saw
self
your article yesterday. A
self-sufficiency. Oh
very long
yeah.
one. You took your time there.
Yeah, it's something that's dear to my heart. It's an area that I've been working in for a long time, and we've been trying our best, but I think there's still a lot more to be done. And sometimes I feel like even me, I've not been tackling it with all my energy, and so I'm now making the conscious decision to just like focus everything on Africa, all my energies on Africa, and helping people who want to help Africa because, excuse me, there's a lot of needs and we all have to play our part. And I can only do so much as one person, but if I can work and I can support other people, other Africans, no matter where in the world they are, to also make their own contributions, then we are making progress. So
That's true. That's true.
yeah, so that's
And that's
what it is.
fulfilling too.
Exactly. It's earlier on in March when we had our lockdown, there were a lot of people who were without food, and it felt good to be able to help. Like my wife and I, between our two businesses, we were able to feed about 100 families, and that felt good. And I thought, okay, it's not something that you talk about, or at least we didn't feel the need to talk about it. But then you see that the situation is still continuing, and those that we fed, they're out of food now, and they're still not working. The economy is still not open yet. So what do we do? Do you just sit and watch?
That's why I thought maybe if you begin to tell them how to fish more than to fish for them, maybe if you can think of maybe other ways to let them provide something for themselves, not like to give like a handout to work for something.
Right, exactly. That's the solution to the problem. But then the environment must be there. So right now, in the economy there's no job, many of the businesses are closed. There's limited activity that can be done. And that affects, so except maybe for agriculture, which is where now people need to focus more on agriculture because
I was
when
about
we
to talk about that. I've
yeah,
picked up that like that side is like very much open, and like people
open,
can
right.
do as many things as they can from that department. Like whether it's like a poultry, it's like a whatever vegetables and stuff like that. Even though
Right.
like it's kind of like a not so instantly. It might take a little bit of time, but
Of time.
I've just learned that like if it's a matter of 6 weeks for them like to begin to see profits if they start poultry and stuff like that. And it's not even like that expensive, but it needs somebody with passion, because like it's one thing to help somebody or to show somebody an opportunity, and it's another like if that person is willing to make it a success, because
Absolutely.
not everybody is into that, not necessarily to say that they are not willing to make it happen, but it's just like not in their,
They're not fit. Yeah, it's not in their
um,
DNA. Right. Right.
you see what I mean.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Thank you. Thank you for that input. That's important. So yeah,
mm.
tell me what are you up to? I know you shared with me on Messenger that you want to work with businesses in South Africa. Is that it?
Yeah. But I don't know, like I seem to have changed a little bit, but I don't know. I'm still like working on the idea on my mind, because I don't know if I told you that I've already assisted about 10 of them already
Yeah,
by
you mentioned that.
by giving them 1,000 each. As I've just said, that like sometimes you help people and people are not like having the same vision as you. So what I said like to those people is I'll be like sweating. It's too hot here. It feels like it's 32.
Oh
So
wow.
I said to them, they must take the money and like go and do something and show me at least the stock, so that at least I can have a track record. But none of them out of that 10 has shown me something. Then I'm like, and I thought I used like so much time to choose, like on their introduction, what they intend to do, the patching, the whatever. I was like looking for so many things, and I selected them from a number of people. But I'm shocked, like when they are like doing like this, and because I really need maybe to help them, I'm like thinking maybe now to form a cooperative. I don't know, because there's so many things like in my head with I don't know, because I'm even thinking of a franchise, like to get a model which I can prove that it's working by maybe like modeling it first, like this poultry, and
Hmm.
and maybe like give them especially like I'm like thinking of even these unemployed graduates and stuff like that. I don't know. So I still need to polish it or to see if it's going to work or whatever. So I
So
cannot
so
tell what is it like exactly, that how am I planning to help them, but I would love to be of assistance. Also, like what I've been also thinking lately is maybe to do it myself, because I also need something which is running alongside according to advice, like whereby you said I can maybe do a consultation or consultancy, but couple it with something of my own. So I don't know whether I must focus like building one for myself, and maybe I don't know.
okay, so let's
I'm
slow
in
down.
between.
Let's slow down here for a minute. Okay. Do you have
Hmm.
a pen and paper handy?
Yes, I do.
Good. So how many ideas do you have? What are the different things that come to mind?
I have about 7 of them, like with me at the moment. I keep on writing, but like I might have like maybe something on the other side, which is not like here. But I was like, since I've been like trying to think more about this, so I've just dotted down about 7 for the
Okay.
time being.
All right. Now, Close to 7. I mean, those. So, is there any other one in your head that you've not written down?
Yeah, there are like as I'm saying that I keep on writing like everything like I think it could work. So I have like maybe even some which I haven't. These I think they were just for last night.
Okay.
So I think I still have like more maybe on other sides, and then I would like look for this opportunity or like the conducive conditions and see like what is it that can work.
Okay, so let's close the book for a second. Close the notebook, and I want you to play a game with me.
Okay.
And the game we're going to play is called 3-year game.
3 year.
Yes.
Okay.
In that, I do not want you to tell me what you expect your life to be in 3 years. No. What I want you to tell me is, what is your life like already in 3 years?
What
So
is
I
my life
want
like? Would be.
already, no, not will be, but what is it? So here is it. You imagine that we are in 2023.
Yeah.
And it is June 26, 2023. And you meet me and you are explaining to me all the good things that have happened in your life and business. What are you telling me? Talk to me like you are talking to me in 3 years from now.
You remember on the 26th of June 2020,
Yeah.
whereby I had so many ideas, about 7 of them, and others scattered somewhere.
Yeah.
I've made up my mind from that day.
Right.
And now here's my poultry farm.
And it's a poultry farm?
Yes. And like
Awesome.
vegetables, I've got like about 100 employees. I've empowered about 2,000 unemployed graduates, and my turnover is like 3M per annum. And yeah, I've made it like I've
Is
achieved
that
like
is that rand or dollars?
rents.
Rand, okay.
Yeah,
And where is the farm located?
back home, SA.
In SA. Where in SA exactly?
Okay, I was about to say that it's not only like on my own province, but like I've spread like it's centralized, like in all 9 provinces of Eastern Cape. I've got like a plot and like employees there.
Okay, so you have small farm projects in the different parts of the Cape. Okay, okay, awesome. And how are your employees relating to you?
We work like as we are partners, so
Okay.
they own it. Like they are even free to go and start their own, as much as like maybe others have already done that. It's like a kind of empowerment project, because it's not like for them to be stuck there. It's for them to grow, like to see, to learn the skill, and to see how can they do it. I even mentor them like when they're doing their own, so that we can all grow. We can all, like they said, like leaders produce other leaders. So it's not
Leaders.
like about me, it's about the economy. It's about like alleviating poverty, and it's about like empowering people so that they can also go and plow back, just like what I've said. Like even now, I was like even saying to the other lady, out of like this a thing now, just to support what I'm saying. So I needed to give the other lady I've been talking to them. What is it that we need to do? How do you think like that could succeed? Have you started that, or are you still in a plan and stuff like that? So there was like this other lady who said she would love to do like the nails. The other one, she would love to do like the decoration, whatever. So if they can get somebody who can mentor them. And 2 days later, I met with someone who also wanted like who is in that business. So I was like saying to this lady, it's already closed. People like who applied for that funding have already been granted. So we're waiting for them to pay it back without interest so that we can go and plow it back to other people. So would you be willing to teach? There was a lady who's looking for a mentor. Would you be willing to mentor like that lady? And then you can come back to me and we can talk. So that's what I'm like trying to say. It's about like empowering each other, not like only to know something for yourself and stuff like that.
Awesome. What steps did you have to take to get to that point in 3 years?
And networking, connecting with the right people, with the right skills you need or I need, thinking of like the funding and those type of things, like all those logistics and even availabilities, upskilling myself, like in terms of that, like somebody recommended a book. I'm going to like look at it like and see if like how can I get to that book, because like you cannot do something which you are not also like a kind of having more info about it yourself. So
right, what's the name of the book?
Let's see if I can get it quickly. I have so much written on my book. I don't know if I'll inbox you.
Okay, no problem. No problem. All right, so you talk about the right skills, the right network, and the funding. Okay, so I want you to open your notebook now. Open your notebook, please.
Like,
yeah.
Unintentionally so.
Okay, so on one sheet, on one page, at the very top, I want you to write skills.
Yeah.
Okay. So what skills, let's talk about the skills. What skills do we need in order to make this poultry farm a success?
Farming skills?
Not skills that you need personally, but what are the kinds of skills that will be needed to make the farm a success?
I think farming skills will be one of them.
Yeah, let's write that down.
Entrepreneurial skills.
Let's write farming skills. Entrepreneurial skills. What else do you think? Financial management, yeah.
Personnel, how to deal with people.
Okay.
So that you don't keep on training people, or like you need to build that relationship and have one vision to get to the goal.
Okay, so how do you want to call it? HR, or you want to call it people engagement?
Interpersonal, or yeah, along those lines.
Yeah, so it's HR, because HR and interpersonal skills, yeah.
I've captured it.
You've done, okay. What about all right, so I think entrepreneur is still broad.
Networking, maybe.
So we want to put networking, we want to put sales and marketing.
Yes. What's this other one? No, we said sales or marketing. What was the other one? Like I just missed the other one, which we just spoke about now.
Networking.
Networking, yes, yeah. That's the word. Networking, yeah, I've captured it.
Okay, now I think on the farming skills, it's still broad. Since this is a poultry farm, we want to focus on poultry management, because farming is a broad field.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want poultry management skills.
Okay. Even though at this one, maybe it could be just for starters. I was listening to a radio program yesterday whereby this guy is saying he started like on farming goats, but like now he is into poultry. So, and like I understand there's also piggery and stuff like that. So I was like thinking of a starting point like from poultry, even though they
Okay.
said it's very much risky, but like it is easy kind of,
To get
if like
to get
you got
started
like
with.
the right skills and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yes, I'm specific now, like a poultry farming skills.
Okay. What else do we think we need?
Funding,
Funding,
like you need a
so
scheme like.
resource, I mean, there's one thing to manage the finances, but then there's also finding the money. So resource mobilization.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay.
Or you can say startup funding.
Yeah. Okay. Even though they said like yesterday, this somebody mentioned about 2,000. I've been talking like on the chat, Facebook chat, like with other people who are on this. They were talking. They mentioned about like 2,000. I think it's 50 whatever, 50, what do you call it now? Chickens, like
The chicks?
yes, 50 chicks for 2,000. So I was like asking, is it including like everything, the package? Like they said, there's a mentorship, you need like those like whatever infrared lamps, you need like the whatever cushion like for them, you need like fee their feed and stuff like that. So I will still follow up on that. So
Okay.
it's not like a big deal. It's a big deal because like when you starting, you don't have to start big. You just need to test like the waters, learn from your mistakes. What is it like? Then like you do something big like when you have gathered
Absolutely.
everything that you need.
Okay. Now, the next thing we want to write after skills on the next page, let's look at logistics.
Okay.
So under logistics, what are some of the things that we're going to need? You're going to need the land.
Yeah. I was about to say that like
Maybe not too much because it's a poultry farm, but you need the land.
of which I think that one could be covered on the backyard. Like I was like even thinking like which
No problem.
house,
So for now, just write it down.
as
For
in
now, as in
land.
land, yeah.
Okay.
For now we want to just capture everything that's needed. We're not yet talking about where it's going to come from. We just want to put everything
Okay.
down on paper, right?
Okay.
What else do we need?
Transportation.
Okay. Why do we need that? Excuse
Because
me?
like this may be collected maybe from elsewhere. Somebody just said to me like, but you too far.
Okay.
And sometimes even to deliver like to people,
To
even though like
clients.
you don't need like your own, you can either maybe think of rental, you can even think of maybe hiring like the other people too, but
Right,
like
because it's not every single day that you're transporting. Right.
so what would you suggest? Maybe
So
we don't put it down. Don't hear
excuse me,
me.
sorry. So
Don't hear me
sorry about that.
now.
It's been crazy. It's been a long day. I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah. No, so let's put transportation, even though we're not buying yet, but let's put
Okay.
transportation.
Yeah.
What else? We need to construct the chicken coop.
The chicken?
we need to construct the chicken housing, the housing for the chicks, the
Oh,
poultry
okay.
house.
Oh, okay.
Is that how to do it? Because I think I've seen some poultry farms and you have to have the structure for
Yeah.
where the
With
chickens will
those
be.
things, or sometimes those crates, or sometimes like, yeah, that's
Exactly,
like,
right. Yeah.
okay.
So the housing is important.
What else could
Mm.
be there?
For now, we don't need to have everything, but it gives us a sense.
Okay.
Okay. Now the other thing is what is the third item, the third set of things we need? We've got skills, we've got
Logistics.
logistics. What else do we want to capture?
Manpower. Maybe
Well,
we put it on logistics.
yes. So manpower will go on to logistics. For now, we don't know how many.
Yeah, maybe just one, like maybe for starters. And like, I don't know if I mustn't add this thing like here, because like now it's gonna be remotely, since me is here and it is there.
Do you have somebody that can manage it?
I was like also thinking along those lines. Yes, I think my brother, I can hook him in, and yeah.
how often do you go home?
No, like it's not that long. It's not that long. That I haven't been there.
Okay. And do you plan on going? You plan on going frequently?
Yeah, possible.
Okay. I ask these questions because, again, in Africa, especially amongst the Black community, sometimes we're not honest with each other,
I
and
know.
sometimes you send money. I've seen people send money to their families to do things for them, and it's just
And
very
they'll never do it.
they don't do it. You know.
I was even
When
thinking that maybe he won't trust me because I wasn't willing to give it to him. I was willing to give it to buy it, and like he manages it. But I understand even that like it's because it's elderly to me. So it's like it will be like I'm kind of like disrespecting him or stuff like that.
him, our cultural issues too, right? You know. So those are all things that we need to be able to deal with as they come up.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like we now have a plan, because when we started the call, you said you didn't know what you wanted to do.
Yeah, as in like maybe to start off with, like I think even when I'm doing this, there is something else. Like I've got this other mentor who used to tell me, or like who used to connect me with so many other companies to say like out of your own salary you can never like survive. You need to have something at the side. So maybe this could be the main, whilst maybe the other things on the side, like
Does that
which won't
what?
take much concentration.
How are you generating income right now? How are you surviving right now?
Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing.
so you need to step up your own income generation. You need to start to
Yeah,
generate money for yourself, because the thing about money is when you don't have it, it becomes harder to get.
I know.
But when you start to create it in other ways, then it begins to attract other ones.
I know. I
So,
know.
so
Hence, like I was talking about that consultancy, like if I do it on my own, or because sometimes it's hard to crack, like to get somebody like a kind of give you the project and stuff like that.
so let's
So
ask you: how long have you been in the UK?
in a year or so,
All right.
less than a
Are
year,
you? But are you? Do you? Do you have all
studying.
your immigration status? Are you studying, or are you qualified to work?
No, studying.
Okay, cool. So your services can only be done remotely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And what are you studying?
MBA.
Okay.
I've actually finished. Like I was supposed to graduate like in next month, but we don't know like what's going to happen or stuff like that.
Right.
We're still waiting for them to come back to us. There was a possibility of December. There was so much like still on the line, or like do it remotely. So we're waiting for that.
For the feedback. Okay. What is your area of strength as far as the MBA is concerned?
As far
What's
as
your area of strength?
that's the thing, like I'm beginning even not to know anymore. I don't know.
Let me give you a quick assignment.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
I want
I
you,
believe it will take me out of this confusion.
right. So I want you to go back in your notebook and
Yeah.
write all the topics that you covered in your MBA program. There should be about between 8 and 10 MBA topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your strategy, operations, HR,
Marketing, I was
marketing.
like the top of all the cohorts.
Okay. So write down your top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Write down your top 4, and then under each one, write down the reasons why you would choose that as your specialty and why you wouldn't choose that as your specialty. The pros and cons of choosing that as your specialty. How many minutes do you need for that?
Oh, you want me to do it now?
Now.
I don't know how much time you have. I can do it.
In 10 minutes?
Yeah, or even less.
Okay. So I'll give you 6 minutes then.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna just be here, and in 6 minutes I'll be back. So right now my time is 6:17. So you should be 7:17.
Oh yeah. My laptop is like having a time for home. It's
Okay.
2017 in South Africa.
Oh, South
Okay.
Africa. Okay.
You
So
said
I'll
like
be
it will be at
2023 for you.
All right. Okay.
All right. So I'm just gonna go off video, and I'll be back at 2023 your time.
No worries. No worries. I'm done.
Okay. So what do we have? Let's hear it.
I'll start with the first one close to my heart.
Okay.
You said I must think about 4 modules, right? So
Right.
I've started off with finance.
Okay.
Reason being, I started off with this is because of the past experience. Like I've been studying finance right through from primary.
Okay.
My junior degree is BCom. So I was doing like this. Oh, I even did like a master in education here. So
Okay.
the reason why I did this, I've just picked up or I've developed an interest in risk management. So I did a
Okay.
course like with a global association of risk professionals in US and here in London, like in the international risk management. So I
Okay.
did like that certificate. So that's why I've started off with finance. It's because the pros is like credentials, like I've got qualification and I've got
Okay.
passion for it. But the
Okay.
cons is that I don't have much experience on that field, risk management in the field, except like from qualification side. Then the
Okay.
second one, I've noted research, and on research the pros will be I excelled like on research on both quantitative and qualitative. On my first masters, I did like qualitative. I was like still trying to figure it out, and I did it online. It wasn't like a full time. So
Full
like when
time.
I was
Okay.
doing MBA, I've picked up like quantitative because it was kind of like the most recommended one. So
Okay.
I got like 86% with a 2% of like 1018. So I thought I think I've done very well like on that one. So I also like it. So that will be the pros, but now the cons will be I don't have experience, I haven't done. But then I mustn't say I haven't done, because I once did like for my local municipality a research like whereby I was doing a feasibility study if they can how best can they support like the SMMEs. So I think like even this love for SMMEs is
It's been
also
there.
like kind of like, yeah, channeled from there. Okay, so that will be the cons, which I'm kind of like taking it away, because I was like claiming that I don't have hands-on experience. Then like
Right.
the third one will be like I did like a systems, like to systems thinking, like about like the organization, what is it that we can assist the organization to thrive, like according to the systems, like the way they manage, the way things are done, like in the business. So I also like that one about the logistics, even though I didn't like the subject, but deeper, I was having an understanding why is it like so crucial. Uh, but again, like I also have no experience on that one. And then like the last one is marketing, which I started off with it when I was talking, and the pros will be like experience. I've been a marketer since like a primary. I've been selling, and I've had like so many other types of businesses, like brokerage business, like a construction, like I had so many, like, oh, I've also worked like as a financial advisor for one of the insurance companies, and even managed a branch like for the same. I worked at the bank, and yeah, so marketing. I've got experience, and I have a skill. But then, what is the barrier like to that experience or to those good things about marketing is that sometimes you begin to have hardship to crack like the market, in terms of like you need to know somebody. You can have the idea, and you can sell it, they can buy it, but like if they don't know you, they may not give you that business. They will give you with all those ideas, like having advised them what is it that they need to in order to succeed or whatever. They will give it to a connection. So like a connection, like this corrupt like that kind of like business is kind of like a putting down all that passion.
Right.
And especially if you not that person who's like a corrupt.
Minded yourself.
I don't want to involve myself like in that. If it's not working, it's just not working. Leave it. Give it to those people whom you say, maybe if you, that's what like made me left construction. You'll get like a deal, you'll make like all those codes and render best service, but like they will whilst they're working for government, they still need something from you. You have to work double for them, like, and you have
Right.
to raise capital, you have to pay them, you have to pay employees, you have to wait to get like that money. Then I said, this is not me. I can't do this.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
basically those are the four things came into my mind for now.
Okay.
And I don't know, I'm like looking forward like to this consultancy for insurance companies and the banks, this risk, doing this risk management. I was like thinking maybe if I can do it under employment, even if it's not that long, just to get the feel, and then maybe at a later stage do it on my own. So that's what like kind of.
So that's the question I was about to ask you. Are you open to getting employed in getting a job for a while, even if you want to open your own firm to get some practical experience?
That's what I'm looking for basically. But then like it's also like you'll be shocked like if I can tell you it's more than 2.5 apps that I pushed like on LinkedIn, but nothing is coming like a through. I had one interview recently, but then like it didn't come right. I even did like this internship. I've just finished internship for 6 months for accounting.
Okay.
Since I did accounting for accounting firms, like how to do like their books and stuff like that, and I've got all the papers, but nothing coming on my way thus far.
All right. So would you want to know why if you're, are we clear that you want to do risk management, finance and risk management?
I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
Are we clear that we want to focus on risk management?
Yeah. I think that's my priority.
Good. So if we're focusing on risk management, the approach that you've used up until now has not been working. Just sending applications, they've not been working, right? You need to step back and ask yourself, which industry is more susceptible to the kinds of risk that I'm trained to look for and manage?
I tried to do that, and I came up with a solution that it's insurance more than banks, to my
Insurance, okay.
opinion, though.
All right.
And I believe that maybe that one is also kind of like a more accessible compared to the other.
Is that the reason why you went for it? Because you think it's more accessible, or is that where your heart is?
I think it's more of like where my passion is. I work for both of them, but I think I love like these other sides with some other things that I'm thinking it's a because like when you look at that, like it's broad, like you can grow the compared like to the banks, and there are many departments, like kind of unlike maybe
What aspect of insurance did you work in?
a, a what do you call it now, like it's a funeral covers, life covers and stuff like that, investments.
Okay. So
Not short term.
life insurance and those kinds of things.
But not short term, not for
Okay.
vehicles.
All right. Now, can I give you a piece of advice?
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered commercial insurance?
No, not really. Like what would you mean specifically for commercial? By
Okay,
commercial?
so we're looking at cargo insurance, marine insurance, insurance for ships and the
Oh, okay.
cargo,
Oh, okay,
ins
okay.
insurance for airlines,
Yeah.
insurance for international hotels, international commercial buildings,
Mm-hmm.
insurance for mining companies, mining operations. Um,
No, I've never thought, even though I was like beginning to think more about like the ticketing, like the flight tickets, insurance, trying to think like how do they sell it and stuff like that. I gave it a little bit of a thought, even though I didn't know that it falls under this commercial and stuff like that.
yeah, for me, I'm looking at the bigger picture because you have a big vision for yourself, for your people. You need to make money fast. You need to make good money. I mean, you wouldn't be able to set up that
I
farm
even
with.
tried to approach Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah doesn't answer to me or doesn't see my tweets. I was hoping I get like more funding, but I know I might get like something, and especially when I put something like a upfront to say this is what I'm willing to, not like, and I'm not even like looking to make profit at all, like on maybe when I'm doing like that type of a project, but I want
Right.
to make myself useful and like kind of like to say, yeah, I've done like this.
I made an impact, right? So the key is first to be able to provide incredible value in the marketplace and to break into to that space. So you need to do some research
Commercial.
on the different types of commercial insurance products. You know,
Mm-hmm.
think about, like I mentioned, the oil and mining exploration. Think about oil rigs. You know, insurance for oil rigs. Think about insurance for cargo vessels. Think about insurance for cruise liners. Think about insurance for um, airlines.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance for um, manufacturing companies. Okay, you want to get involved in a space where there's where losses are huge, because in that way you get paid well. If
Mm.
the potential loss to a company is $100 million, for example, that company will have no problem paying somebody $150,000 to avoid that loss, or 200,000.
Makes sense.
Does
It
that make
makes
sense?
sense. But how will I? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But how will I get to know like these by looking through financials, googling financials first?
No,
Let me
the first
quickly.
thing, no. Well, you just need to look at the industries and know what the potential loss is. I mean, let me see if I can find out anything. This is not my space, but obviously there's something called Google. So if we come to Google and
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
if we say commercial insurance companies, first thing we see what the different commercial insurance companies are. We have a few of them. Um, so we can go and say marine insurance companies or marine insurance.
What now?
Sorry, yeah, I had a call come in.
Oh,
Marine
okay.
insurance potential
Mm.
loss.
No, maybe by not taking much of your time, I think I can let me take that as my homework.
Yeah, I was
I,
just trying to see something. You'll definitely take that as your project. I still have 15 minutes for you here, so
oh, okay.
um,
Well, thank you.
I'm just trying to do something quickly.
You mean 15450?
Pardon?
You mean 15450?
1-5.
I thought it's 50. No.
No, it's 1-5. Okay. So, um, so you can research the industry and see how much money you are able to save companies by being a risk management specialist in that industry. Okay. And you can see how much people are paid. Marine, if we say marine insurance risk management specialist salary, let's see, marine risk manager. I'm just trying to see what the average salary is. So starting salary is about $60,000, and that goes up to 110,000. I see 94,000. So even the consulting firms, um, 94,000, 75,000, 74,000, 134,000. So 100,000. The banks actually seem to be paying more for risk management than the insurance company. Yeah.
Wow, that's a
So
good finding.
yeah. So you can check them out. Now, when it comes to how to get a high-paying job without experience, that's easy. All right. And the trick is to position yourself as an expert. So with your experience in research, you can research the challenges that the market faces as far as risk is concerned, and then you can publish a paper or a book on it that you could even sell on Amazon, and then you can use that as your way into having meetings with CEOs. So you wouldn't be applying for jobs, you'll be offering solutions. Okay, so it requires some digging. It requires you doing some research to find out, first identify the company you want to work for, or at least 5 companies that one of which you'd like to work for, and see what challenges they've had around risk management in the last 5 years. What are some of the risk related issues that they've dealt with? How much did it cost them? And then you can.
I know some of them which even went down because they couldn't do the credit risk correctly. Like they never did the affordability. They granted credits without and at the end of the day, people couldn't afford, and the business
to
was
pay.
like kind of,
Exactly.
which is like in a public domain, doesn't even need maybe much research, but like maybe when you go deep down, you will find the root cause, what were the underlying.
What went down, right?
Yeah.
And then your paper can address that. What could they have done differently? What is the current reality, especially as we're coming from COVID? What are the potential risk factors that our banks will face moving forward? And how can they mitigate those risks? That positions you as the authority on the subject.
Whom can I publish with?
You can self-publish on Amazon.
Or is it? Okay.
Yeah. That is something that, those are all things I'm working on my second book now to publish on Amazon.
Is it? Okay, wow, that's nice.
So
what are they titled?
The first one is called Sell Yourself Right. I'll send you the link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. It's one that I did in 2012. The second one is not yet out though.
So that's the one I'm benefiting from now, to sell myself right.
To sell yourself right, exactly. So yeah, those are things that you can do. So I think what I'd encourage you to do is to go ahead and do the research, and identify what the current challenges you think are in risks as far as risk management is concerned, and then what the possible solutions are that you're going to put forth, and then you take it from there. Okay.
I think maybe I can even streamline, because there are different types of risk, maybe just to focus on one risk management, because there's liquidity, there's there are so many of them. Maybe like if I can just focus on credit risk.
The more focused it is, the more of an expert you become. So that's a good thing. Yeah,
Okay.
So.
Okay, wow. This is eye-opening, This is eye-opening. I really appreciate.
You're welcome. Is there, so you'll need to do some of that, and then you can reach out to me by messenger to see how you what progress you've made. Was I able to serve you?
Yeah. Very much so. I can even recommend like this service. Tell me, we never spoke about like the cover charge.
No, there's no cover charge for this one. This is me serving you.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I will definitely recommend you. It really made sense, like kind of put me to a certain direction because you know, like when you not sharing like the ideas, you kind of like going all over the place. But like now I think I've got a direction to say this is what I need to do first and this is what I need to look forward. And I think I even like the way you started, like where you said like in 3 years time talk to me like as if we are in 2023. It's, yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm very
No,
glad.
you've empowered me. You've made an impact in my life, and also
That's
like
that's
in these projects.
that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I'll
Mm,
be um I'll be launching a program soon for professionals to help professionals bring out their best. Okay.
wow, wow.
So it's, just like what we were talking about, where you get to find your strength, find your area of power, and let your voice be out there. There are a lot of African professionals who are scared or who don't know what's in them,
Mm,
and they're
mm.
they're scared to put it out.
It's
All
true.
right.
It's true.
So just like we went through this process right now, there's so
Mm,
many others who they want to move on to new jobs or to start their businesses, but they feel that they don't have the experience and they're stuck, and it's all in them. And so it's a 100-day program that I'm going to be launching soon, and
okay.
I'll keep you posted. I don't know what
Oh,
the charge is going to be, but when it's ready, I'll let you know.
I would appreciate it. I would
Yeah.
love to hear more about it.
Okay.
And
All right. So thank you for the time. You've been great. You've been very interactive.
yeah, no, thank you. Thanks to you then. Like otherwise, from now I know where I'm going. Like maybe in fact it's not even maybe. I'll keep you posted. Like how far have I gone, and I'll also do like the homework as we have agreed. Like to go and check like those type of risks. Google like which companies are experiencing like much of like losses based on what and stuff like that. And then if I need to write like that paper, how long should it be for Amazon
It
approximately?
depends. There are two ways. If you're deciding to publish it on Amazon, you can also just publish it on your own website. If you Do you have a personal website?
No, not really. I'm still like trying to do things like that, and I was like puzzled, not knowing whether must. I've just created a Facebook page about
Okay. So
mm, but then that one was like for the business, so I don't know whether must. And like I don't want like
you
that
don't you
impression
don't
that
need
I'm
you don't
selling.
need one right now though. You don't need one. You can even just publish the paper on your LinkedIn profile.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah,
yeah, you can share
definitely.
it on your LinkedIn profile. So it depends on how much data you come up with. If you have enough, you can make it a 10-page document. You can, yeah, I wouldn't go
Okay.
beyond 10 pages just because you want the CEOs to read them, and CEOs are busy people, so you don't want something that will be too
But then
bulky.
how do I, sorry to interrupt, how do I kind of copyright like that they don't just read and go and implement like whatever suggestion
Well,
without
that's a
my
risk. That's a risk you have to take.
uh, without
Because, well,
involving
you
me.
can publish, yeah, you can publish on Amazon and have it copyrighted through Amazon. But in the knowledge age, sometimes you have to just share your information and
I know.
trust that
Yeah,
you
that
get the
like something
feedback
right will come your way. Yeah,
come out
there
of it,
is
right?
also like that possibility, and others will
Yeah,
just like learn from it and try
and they
to.
wouldn't call you back. Yeah,
Mm,
so
mm, mm. Okay,
cool.
so it's a risk on its own. But
Exactly,
like,
it
you
is.
have to decide, do you want to take that
Yeah,
risk or do you want to not do anything, take a risk by not doing anything.
absolutely. That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
okay. All right. Thank you so much, like for your time. I really appreciate, and
Yeah.
I wish you this free bees you are giving out, they can come back to you in abundance. Like they said, blessed is the hand that giveth. And they were, and by saying that, I'm not like trying to say like people should always want to be given. We also need like to also give back like ourselves to people who have given.
Sure.
With those words, I say thank you so much for your time. It's really
Thank you. You're
made
welcome.
it
You're
sense
welcome.
to me.
All right.
Have a
Take
great
care.
day.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.